Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Why is Ryan Garcia being supported for not wanting to be drug tested? Now, I understand Ryan's concern with Vada, but I don't understand his reluctance to start drug testing right now with another drug testing agency. Now, let me just be real here. There are a lot of people who really believe Ryan Garcia is a victim. Now, I know the whole background on Ryan and Devin. I understand Bill's involvement with this whole thing. I understand Conti with his weird mustache and his involvement. I understand Devin Haney's little brother when he came out and said Allah talked to him and told him Ryan was going to test positive. I did videos on all that. Even I was like, how the hell that little boy know to ask that question? And what I said was, sounds like his little ass was around grown folks' conversation and doing what a lot of these young kids do. Ran to that TikTok and made a quick video. Now, when I look at it like that, even I, like Ryan Garcia, I still want an answer to know how that little boy knew before it was even announced that Ryan was going to test positive. That being said, he did test positive. And in my opinion, Ryan Garcia hasn't done enough to convince me that he is innocent. Now, for those of you out there, I've been through things. Some of you may have as well. If you haven't, just listen to the story. I was in a situation where I had gotten into some trouble. Anyway, my consequences were dealt with. But there was new leadership that came on board about 2 years after, where everything I went through was about to get set aside. And they decided that their predecessor didn't handle things the way they would have. So they went on a fishing expedition to try to get me in more trouble so that I couldn't get from underneath what happened 2 years prior. And ultimately, they wanted me out of my position, right? Anyway, when the shit hit the fan, I was blindsided. And I remember one of the decision makers in a very powerful position, he pulled me aside and he said, be straight up with me. What's the story? And I told him, unless these motherfuckers are magicians, they can't just create some shit out of thin air. I was like, you will see. I was like, you could put me in front of a motherfucking firing squad. I didn't do anything. He was like, I believe you. He actually laughed when I told him, because I said, unless they got some hocus fucking pocus in their back pocket, nothing's going to come out of this. So we let it play its course, and I'm going to tell you, it was stressful. It didn't affect me personally because I didn't bring that shit home. But at work, I ain't gonna lie. When I had to come back into the building, It's a little, your mind messes with you. But I'm built Ford tough, so I was like, fuck it, I ain't do nothing wrong. But there are people who judge me, people who are like spreading rumors and shit, don't even know what's really going on, but I knew. So anyway, after a couple months, investigation ran its course. Shit was inconclusive. Shit got just set aside, thrown out. And I walked around and strutted my stuff like a fucking peacock. Puffed my chest out, shoulders back, chin held very high. Because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. Now, I'm watching Ryan Garcia. And I'm like, why isn't he doing that? Now, maybe Ryan was strutting like a peacock and had his chest puffed out with his chin in the air. And maybe the reason why he's moving almost like he wants to be invisible is because of that rant that he went on where he said all kind of offensive things. And maybe that's why he's moving the way he is. Plus, his legal team has advised him not to say anything because Ryan Garcia had a nice little stretch where he was taking it to the stupid. But he's refusing to cooperate with Vada. And I do kind of understand Bill Haney, Devin, Victor Conti, the Vada testing, being no positive tests up to, then all of a sudden the day before the fight, the day of the fight, you get these positive tests back, right? That come out after the fight happens. If Ryan Garcia, like if he's really, really innocent, why isn't he going at Devin, going at Vada, going at Victor Conti? Ryan has the dough. Why just let this shit blow over? Now, when you look at the money that it would cost for him to fight these allegations and to try to prove wrongdoing between Team Haney, Victor Conti, and Vada, maybe it's best he leaves that alone. Could walk out of his house and get shot. When you start getting involved in that shit, it can get ugly real quick. But for me, I am surprised some people feel he should not have to test. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I understand the argument that, look, Ryan and Devin fight 10 times, he beats them 10 times. Because Ryan's fast, he hits hard, Devin's defense is suspect, his chin is suspect. I can handle that argument. I really can. Because I picked Ryan to beat Devin in the first fight. I said he's going to knock him out. Taller, longer, faster, hits harder. First time Devin's fought somebody like that. Stupid matchup, in my opinion. Devin's going to get tranquilized. Fight went pretty much how I thought it would go. Test comes out, and I'm like, whoa, that's not good. Anyway, we're looking at a rematch. Looks like the rematch is not going to happen. And the possibility of that rematch continues to draw intense attention. But the drug testing protocols, right, would make you think something failed for the first fight, but for the second fight has become a key issue. And it really is causing friction to be expected between the two fighters, but friction between boxing fans, which I don't understand how any boxing fan can sit here and be supportive of Ryan not taking any kind of testing. Now, Garcia has openly criticized Vada. And I can understand that because Haney's camp, they continue to insist for drug testing using Vada for the rematch. But this is where I think a guy like Ryan Garcia, he shouldn't ask, well, why can't I use USDA? He should come back and say, look, I'm going to use USDA or USADA. That's what I'm going to use. You can use your Vada. But to get beyond that sticking point, it's going to take a special person. And it's not the fans. It's not Ryan. It's not Devin. It's not Bill. It's not Victor. It's none of the sanctioning bodies. Turki Alalshikh is going to be the one to get him past that sticking point. Because he's going to listen to Ryan, listen to Devin, and he's fair. And I wouldn't be surprised if he says, how about this? Because this is such a concern for you, Ryan, and such a concern for you, Devin, you guys are going to use both Vada and USADA. And I will pay for both. But you must enroll today. Then we're going to see what's really going on. Because Ryan keeps telling you, we ain't using no damn Vada. It's really strange to me that Bill Haney, they want us to use Vada. And even I think it's odd. Why not come out and say, look, let's use another organization. Since you think we did you wrong, forget Vada. Let's use another organization. To me, that's the solution. But nonetheless, something does seem a little bit fishy about this whole situation. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little salty as a boxing fan because it shouldn't be this hard to get someone to be enrolled in drug testing. Just like Devin Haney, in my opinion, shouldn't show any reluctance to using USADA or another agency. You want drug testing, right? You want the random testing, right? So what does it matter what agency does it? Especially if you get Turki Alalshikh involved. And that's why I think when it comes to drug testing protocols, Vada is the standard. But you know what? Make them use Vada and USADA. But when this whole impasse over drug testing, it just casting a whole lot of doubt over the possibility of that rematch even happening. As long as Devin Haney wins his next fight, Ryan wins his next fight, they're going to make big money against no matter who they fight because of their names, and they're at 147 now. But there's nothing for them that's going to be more lucrative than the rematch. I mean, you're talking about some huge money for these two. I can't see where a drug test would preclude Ryan from going forward with the fight. And I can't see Ryan wanting to use USADA precluding Devin from wanting to go forward with the fight. Now, some people think maybe using USADA and Vada is excessive. But my thing is, I think less is more, but in this case, more is better. Because then you eliminate the perceived bias that Ryan has, he thinks that he has as far as Vada and the Haneys. If we can eradicate that perceived bias, then we should be able to make some progress. The only way to eliminate and give Ryan a peace of mind is to say, cool, let's do both. Because ain't no way in the world, if you're being tested by Vada and USADA, that the tests are going to, Vada's going to show one thing and USADA show something different. The issue could be that maybe Ryan has something in his system right now. And he doesn't want to do the testing right now because he doesn't want anything to be revealed. As a result, the testing dispute, it's probably going to derail the rematch. And some people, boxing fans, feel like he shouldn't fight Devin again. He destroyed him in the first fight. And if you ask them, because they're entitled to their own opinions, not their own facts, but a lot of these boxing fans come up with their own facts and start believing the shit. They will tell you, Ryan's innocent. Ryan never did a bet. Hey, yo, McNicholas, how do you know that? That's the shit that annoys me. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what's going on. But I do think for a guy who's supposed to be innocent, he didn't come out swinging the way I did when I was accused of some bullshit. He just kind of accepted it. But then again, it could probably get really expensive. Probably just easier to say, you know what? Whatever you say. I'll do my 1 year, come back and fight. It's not worth all the money that costs me and all the time I'll lose to prove that I'm innocent. Fuck it. I just want to get back in the ring. I could understand that too. But my last name matters to me. And that's why with me, I was like, man, forget this. I'm not going to let anyone think I'm guilty of nothing. And I fought that shit tooth and nail. And I'm in a much better space. But anyway, tensions are heightened, man, between the two fighters, between fans, and everyone's making it clear that the Haney fans are demanding the testing with Vada. The Ryan Garcia fans, most of them demanding that there's no testing and no rematch because he beat Devin so convincingly. No one wants to be compromised. But I will tell you this. I think Turki Alalshikh's going to have to get involved. And I think when he gets involved, the fight will happen. Because we know when Turki's in the house every day, it's Thanksgiving. And Turki's going to make this a great opportunity for both. And I'm sure he's going to come up with something along the lines of what I'm saying. Less is normally more. But in this case, more is the best choice and the best way to approach it. We'll use Vada and US88 for both of you. And let's see how that goes. But anyway, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck, not a deer. And if you ask me, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, with everything that man had going on before the fight, acting all erratic, y'all notice his nose ain't twitching no more, right? Nose twitching after the fight, all the rants and craziness he had going on. I do believe, that is just my opinion, I do believe Ryan may have taken something. The only reason, for those of you saying, well, do you think he did or you don't? I'm telling you, I believe he did. But the only reason why I'm sitting here and I have a little concern when it comes to Devin Haney's side, because just like when I did that video, no one's been able to explain Devin Haney's little brother, before anything was announced about Ryan's test, coming out saying that he just had Allah told him that Ryan was going to test positive. Doesn't matter whose side you're on here. If you just take the emotion out of it and put yourself in Ryan's shoes, figure that was your sibling or son or friend going through what Ryan's going through. How would you digest and process what that little boy said? That's why I think Turki Alalshikh needs to get involved here, because I can understand Ryan's reluctance to go at Vada, but I don't understand why he didn't just say, look, fuck Vada. Contact US88 and immediately start 365 testing with USADA and already gave his first blood and urine sample. That's what I don't understand. Makes you wonder. Anyway, keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. And for anyone out there saying, hey, look, the ship sailed on this dialogue about Ryan and Devin and the pads. To you, I say, hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. The ship sailed for you, so don't comment. Get the fuck out of here. But for those of us who are going to still keep talking about this, your comments are more than welcome, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. But I am telling you, for me, I don't see how anyone can support Ryan for saying, oh, you know what? I want this rematch. I'm going to whip your ass. And no, I'm not messing with Vada, but since everyone thinks that I'm afraid to test positive, I enrolled with USADA. I took my first series of tests yesterday. So now everybody shut up. And then now he can come back and say, look, I'm getting tested. I'm just not using his agency. Why doesn't he use mine? If it's tested, why don't he use the agency I'm going through? But that's what I think Turki Alalshikh is going to say. Use both. Use both. That way you get what you want, Devin, Ryan, you get what you want. And ultimately, Turki Alalshikh gets what he wants, which is the rematch for both of these guys. Word on the street is talking about like $25 million apiece for these two to rematch. $25 million apiece. That's crazy. Anyway, keep cool. I'm in the breeze.